Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano and Bitcoin. As always, we are going to take a look at the Cardano chart and the Bitcoin chart, and we start straight away. First of all, we can see that, to be honest, not much has happened, so it will be a short update. But before we start, we want to take a look at something that I talked to the channel members yesterday about in the live stream. Just want to show you here the all exchange reserve, which is basically all the Bitcoin that are being held on exchanges. I just want to show you here what actually happened before that crash on the 2nd or 3rd of December. You can see this blue line. These are all the Bitcoin, well, yeah, the BTC, which are held on exchanges. And this is, by the way, from Crypto Quant, a really good website. I can recommend that. But what we can see here is the blue line did go up significantly, even though it was in a strong downtrend actually. The blue line did go up significantly just before the price drop, just before the major price drop that did go down here from 56k. We know that all the way actually for a short period to 42k or even 41k. But yeah, what does it show? It shows that from the 30th of November to the 2nd of December, for some reason, we had a huge number of Bitcoin being put on exchanges. Maybe in preparation for that price drop, you know. In my view, that could be a strong indicator that there was some manipulation going on, because it was in a downtrend all the time, and suddenly someone's putting 35,000 Bitcoin onto exchanges just before, honestly, just before that happened. Yeah, in my view, that is a strong indicator that there could have been some manipulation going on. Well, is it a lot? 35,000 Bitcoin? I think it is. It's nearly 2 billion US dollars. I think with 2 billion US dollars, you can, depending on what you do, probably trigger something like that to some degree here. And it is quite a lot, right? And then obviously that dropped as well. Price dropped. Just want to show you, you know, take from that what you want, but just found that really interesting because it wasn't a downtrend all the time, and suddenly someone's putting, just before that drop, 35,000 Bitcoin onto exchanges. So yeah, found that interesting. Overall, here on the Bitcoin chart, we still can't really see any new pattern emerging, anything. So this is for Bitcoin. If we take a look at that here, it's not really. It's just after that downtrend, we are just consolidating. Yeah, maybe a bear flag. But you know what I told you. I mean, my expectation is that we're going to go up into this yellow target area now, before we go down further. This is basically that A, B, and C. I stick with my scenario now, and obviously I'm going to react to it depending on if something changes. You know, if it starts to look different than what I think here, then I will keep you updated. That's at the moment my most likely scenario. Would give people a possibility to exit some positions up here in a wave B before we come down in a wave C. That is my primary expectation now. And let's see if that is going to work out. Currently finding strong support here at this 45k level that I had on the chart here in red. We didn't go below that yet. But overall, yeah, it's not looking good generally. You know, we broke that pattern, that bullish pattern, which is also why, I mean, someone said yesterday my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s on the chart always change. Well, I took the bullish scenario out. That's why, because the bullish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count that I had on the chart has been invalidated. So I put this ABC on here, because this is now the latest scenario, which is, there were two scenarios, and this is the one that is now the most relevant for me. So just waiting for anything to happen, really. We need to be patient. I do expect the price to go up this week, as you can see here, and from there at some point then it can go down. A few questions in the comments always, you know, how long do I expect this to last, this correction? It's so hard to say. I don't know. It could happen in a few weeks, you know, if it's fast. It could happen in a few months. It could even last a year, which I don't think it will. I just hope for a couple of months, maybe. That's my hope. Otherwise, it will just take too long, you know. But it would be good to have a quick move up, a quick move down, and from there build a solid structure to get to 100k. That's Bitcoin, really. One more reason why I think we're going to go up is here on the, first of all, on the RSI. We have been oversold, so we're now back in the let's call it above 30 line, and there is now a lot of scope to move up on the 4-hour chart. And also the MACD here is giving us a bullish signal. Yeah, we had a bullish cross here on the 4-hour MACD, but overall here on the we had a turnaround here on the daily MACD, so that is still going down. We need that to turn around as well, but the 4-hour, the daily RSI also came nearly into the oversold range. So we sort of, before we sort of can't drop much further before we see a strong reaction here. So at some point I expect that MACD to turn around and that daily RSI as well. Now that's pretty much what I can tell you about Bitcoin. Otherwise I would just repeat myself from the previous updates, but yeah, I'm going to keep you updated. We'll see how Bitcoin reacts to further moves today, what Bitcoin is doing today, and I'll keep you updated about latest counts and latest developments. Cardano as well, holding okay, sort of what Bitcoin is doing. ADA USD chart here, also waiting here for that final low. That still was here before, but we still haven't seen a low yet, which is why I moved that wave 2. That wave 2 could go down to $1 pretty much, right? It could go down to $1 in the worst case. Also, that is pretty much what I do expect now. If Bitcoin, well, not initially, I think we will follow Bitcoin up again, as Bitcoin is going up in a wave B, in my view, before we come down in wave C. I would expect something similar for Cardano as well, maybe to move up to 175, ideally $2. So that gives us a lot of buffer before we move down again to these levels like 125 and possibly $1. To go below $1, I think would be extremely difficult for Cardano. I don't hope it will happen. It would also invalidate the bullish scenario, and with all the ADA that are being staked, I mean, I wasn't really skeptical about ADA going below $2, but I am skeptical about ADA going below $1. It has held above $1 for the whole year, and we would drop quite a bit if we drop below $1. For anybody who wants to set a stop loss, could do that at some point below $1, because if we lose the dollar, we are going to drop quite a bit, in my view. That's what I expect. But what you also, with regards to stop loss, what is so difficult, as you can see here, whenever we hit $1, we had quite a long wick to the downside as well. So it's important to be aware that if you have such a long wick to the downside, it can kick your stop loss and you are thrown out of the market, and then it will recover very quickly. So I don't personally use any stop loss at the moment here, not even for ADA. See if we identify any pattern here on the chart at the moment that could give us some orientation. I don't really think we can. Well, maybe it's a descending wedge here if we use it like that, but it's so you've got basically this trend line here. Maybe if we use the bodies here on the daily, there might be this trend line here that we could identify, bearing in mind that we potentially have this as a fake out. Sorry, we have this as a fake out there, and this potentially as well. And again, this is again, because drawing patterns is very subjective. It's sometimes hard to do. I'm not sure how relevant they are here in this case. Yeah, it's probably just that trend line that we can see. So as soon as you see that breaking, it could be a good sign. However, bear in mind, we did break it here, fake out. We did break it here, fake out. So maybe that is a valid trend line. At the moment, that trend line is pushing the price down, as you can see. But if Bitcoin is going up to those levels that I told you in the other video, so we could go all the way up to 56, maybe even 63K, and even go higher in a corrective wave B. That's just what happens. I didn't make the rules. A corrective wave B can go above the previous highs. That is what is so tricky about these corrections. The thing is, this is psychologically, it happens that we are starting in a downtrend, but it's starting to turn around. We do correct the previous downtrend. People get very bullish again. People go in with long positions that can push that wave B up. But overall, we are still in the corrective phase then, and this will at some point then, even if we go a little bit higher, and we can't go much higher, but we can go a little bit higher than the previous high, in an overshooting wave B, then that could, yeah, and if people get too bullish, then it is normally happening that the price is dropping. I didn't make the rules. This is what the Elliott Wave method is telling us. So we just need to be aware of that. It doesn't happen often, that overshooting wave B, but it can happen. So, and this is Cardano as well. So just waiting for this trend line to break, waiting for Bitcoin to follow, waiting for Bitcoin to go up, waiting for Cardano to follow Bitcoin on its way up. before it then eventually will drop. That's my primary expectation. Again, I don't hope it will happen, but I think it's fairly likely based on the fact that we dropped below 53k, couldn't really hold it, and we've been there now for a while. But overall, in the next few days, I would expect the price for Bitcoin to continue to go up before it then goes back into lower ranges. So hopefully you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.